What is going on, people? So, welcome to the Natty or Not podcast with yours truly and Mr. Brad. How you doing, bro?
Nolan, you ain't not too bad. Looking forward to episode 1.
Should be a good one.
Let's
So,
fucking do
obviously,
this.
this is the first episode. So, for the people watching, I think just for us to sort of dig into our both of our individual journeys, how we got into bodybuilding, what made us start, how we find it, how we found prep, and just digging into that a little bit more.
Let's do it. Do you want to go
So
first?
I can do, bro. Yeah. So my
Let's go.
story is kind of funny. Sort of fell into it. So started playing football from being a kid, like 3, 4 years old. Always, as everyone is, gonna be a pro. um, Joined an academy at 13, and then during that time, you basically get taught how to do movement patterns anyway. So you get taught how to hinge, you get taught how to squat, you get taught how to do everything. So academy football all the way up until 18. Did a scholar at 16 till 18, and then got a really, really bad injury. Now that sounds super stereotypical, doesn't it? Like, oh yeah, I did my
What
knee,
type of injury are we talking?
my ankle for a year.
Ugh,
Horrible.
fucking hell. At least you didn't say something like your ACL.
That's a good point. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
fucking hell.
But
Absolute
yeah,
killer.
because I was injured, I pretty much just spent a year in the gym because I couldn't do anything else. So I just hammered the gym for a year, and then,
Right decision.
but yeah, post 18, pretty much just fell into that. Then stopped playing football and just started smashing the gym. And then it was only really when I went to join EP Jungle, my gym that I'm at now, where bodybuilding became like a real thing for me. It was sort of just like going to the gym with your mates, and then I joined EP Jungle, and it was like, okay, there's a whole world of like bodybuilding that I didn't know. So I
I've
think
seen
from
quite a
there,
few bodybuilders train over there as well. I think there's that Conroy Lifts. I think he's over
Conroy
there as
is
well.
a joke. He is a joke.
Yeah,
Like
fucking
I
hell.
just
He's
go
like,
into the gym and he's just like leg pressing like 12 plates aside on the side bench,
fuck me.
twice a
Yeah,
minute.
is that weighing like fucking 300 pounds? I saw literally saw a photo the other day. Jesus Christ, from his stage weight to what he is now, fucking monster of a man.
And obviously, like you've got Niall Darwin who trains in there. You've got
But
so
yeah,
many
yeah,
people.
I'll be.
So like you go into
And
that gym and you're just immediately exposed to like pros and like pro level training. Everything is just to a high standard. So
literally
immediately,
Olympia athletes.
like you couldn't get any higher.
Fucking
So
hell.
obviously that was for
What?
me the start of it all. Like going in and seeing that, even seeing people like I remember one of the first sessions I did. You know Dante Edwards? Yeah. So one of my first sessions at EP, I was training legs, and Dante came over and jumped in a set, and I was like, okay, there's a different standard that I didn't even know about.
Yeah,
So for me, that was a massive part of my like journey, let's say. And then
inspired you a little bit.
oh, massively, massively.
It is
I
nice,
think you do.
honestly.
You are made from your environment. Like if I stayed at a local gym, I would not be. I wouldn't have competed. I
Nice.
wouldn't have done anything, guaranteed.
Yeah,
But then, yeah,
exactly.
obviously preps last year. We'll go into that a little bit
How
more.
did you
But
find that?
yeah,
That's yeah,
I think obviously both of us prepping and
fucking
understanding what
hell,
it's
yeah.
like. It's when you're out of it and you're not in it anymore, you look back and think, wow, what an experience. Like you enjoyed it so much. But at the time, it is hard. Like it is a tough process.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Yeah.
I was looking through photos last night, literally scrolling through photos last night, what I sent over to Tim. I was having a look at photos like 4 weeks out. I was looking like fucking Skeletor.
Oh
Like
God.
at the time you feel like shit,
Yeah.
but like when you're looking back at the photos, you're like, fuck me. You do
Skilled.
actually look quite good, yeah. You look good, yeah, shredded to the fucking bone. But you just know that it's sustainable. Fuck that.
No, I
Felt
looked.
awful in the
I didn't realize how like slim my face looked until now. I look back and I'm like, that is not me. That's not the same
yeah,
person.
face is like literally
Honestly,
fucking proper sunken in.
honestly. So what about
Jesus.
yourself, bro? What about your journey?
Fucking hell. Started gym. When did I start? 15 years old, I started. So just a kid in school, wanting to lose a bit of weight. And yeah, I just thought, fuck it, let's join the gym. But didn't really start off at the best gym. So I started out at, well, sorry if anyone's a David Lloyd fan here, but started out at David Lloyd. And I used to be like, right, fuck me, this is all right, good gym. You know, fair enough, I'm paying £65 a month, but, you know, it's a great gym. So I used to go there 3 times a week. It was always like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then do my 3 hours there. 1 hour in the gym, always training biceps. And then I used to do 1 hour badminton. Don't know why, I just fucking
Oh,
loved it
I
at the
love
time.
badminton.
Jesus Christ, I used to get so competitive. Used to go with a few of my mates, and then yeah, literally spam badminton for 1 hour straight. It was all like one going off, the other coming on.
Yeah,
And then the final hour used to be like going swimming, sauna, steam room, just chill out for the last hour. But yeah, that was pretty much it for like the first 2 years. So my main goal was literally just losing a shit ton of weight, just so I wasn't fat anymore. And I made it to about 17, and then that's when I actually was. I think I made it to like 72 kilo, but it was like a skinny fat
yeah.
72 kilo.
Was
So
you a fat
I
kid?
still, yeah, started out at like it would have been like 80 kilo, but it was like a chubby 80 kilo. Like fuck me, the hair. I had real long hair. It was
No way.
fucking I'll try and find a photo for the story next time. But yeah, I had real long hair, and then my fucking face was literally, I had like moon head. And yeah, it wasn't a look. So I was like, right, I need to do something about this. So yeah, from that, I wasn't interested in bodybuilding at the time. Like when I joined the gym, I didn't even fucking know about it. I was like, oh god, bodybuilding, steroids, yeah, let's stay away from that. Scary. So it probably I probably got serious into the gym when I first turned 18. So that's why I started going a bit more, started doing a bit of research into stuff like protein, calories, not like full on tracking my macros, everything, but just, you know, doing a bit more into it, try and make a bit more progress. But at the same time as well, I was probably going out about 3 days a week, literally just getting pissed every single week because, you know, you turn 18, you're like, wow, I can go out now.
Yeah,
So you're just going out, you're getting shit faced, and you're like, yeah, fuck me, this feels great. I can show off my muscles. In reality, no one gives a fuck, but you know, in your head, you used to enjoy it. But then 19 years old, joined a new gym. So the gym I'm currently working at and also still training at, Coollands. So I joined there, and yeah, instantly I was like, wow, now this is a proper gym. And you know, let's fucking train harder. Yeah, let's get proper into it. So that's why I started training 5 days a week. And then after like 5 months of training there, they offered me the job, lucky enough. So I was over the moon about that. And then that's probably why I decided to like actually get into the gym. I I just enjoyed the process from there. I saw my environment. I was like, right, this is a proper gym. Let's take it full on serious. So I cut out the nights out pretty much, and just yeah, fully dialed it in with the gym. And what year was it? It would have been 2020, 2024. So there was doing a PCA Mr. Universe over in Hull. So all of the bodybuilders from like Spain, China, Italy, they all come over to Coollands, and yeah, all the pro bodybuilders were training over there, and obviously like some of the amateur bodybuilders. So just watching them and actually talking to them, I was like, fuck me, yeah, this is for me. This looks cool. You know, I want to be as big as that one day. It was all walking around like they were fucking 3D, and yeah, literally just strolling around the gym. But I was like, yeah, I'm definitely inspired by this. So that's probably what made me get into it. And yeah, I loved it from there. That's when I decided to get my first coach, Dan, and just get a bit further into it. It's yeah, it led me to this day. And then a bit further down the line, that's why I decided to go with Tim. And Jesus Christ, the shift in mindset I had from there. Like Tim, you know, because you're with Christian as well, obviously being a part of Physique Pro, it was like, right, you need to fucking change your mindset. Well, for me, anyways, it was because I was quite lifestyle about it when I first joined Tim. And then because he don't take no shit, it was like, right, knuckle down, fucking get on with it. And yeah, I got the results from there. But it was definitely a massive change in mindset, as well as physique. It was a change in mindset up until my first show. And we'll save prep for a little bit later because that's going to be a bit of a, that's definitely a fucking long one.
very long.
But when trying to think when I decided to go like down the enhanced route. So I decided to go enhanced just after I turned 20. So after 5 years of training naturally, that's when I was like, right, I want to take this serious. Let's, go down the enhanced route. Did a
Yeah.
bit of research into it. Not as much, as I should have, but I did a bit of research into it and then took it from there. You realize like how much you actually have to put into your health just to stay like okay whilst you're on cycle. It was yeah, absolutely insane, but worth it because can't put a price on health. But
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Coming
yeah,
back to the
it
point
was
with Physique Pro, I think for me, joining working with Christian, the main change for me was training.
yeah.
It was before that, I'd literally sat and researched training, the best ways to grow, etc. And I just stumbled into doing every set as a top set, back off set for years, like 2 years straight.
Yeah,
So when I looked at my training, I was doing top set, back off set, bicep, top set, back off set, tricep on everything. I was just doing two working sets. Joined Christian, and it was like completely just revamped my whole training. And I would just realize that for the past 2 years, I've just been under training really. Like I've not been anywhere near my MRV at all.
what did you learn the most from Christian? Like, obviously, you were doing top set, back offset. What sort of like changed from there? Like,
I think main thing
what
was
what
just
main aspects?
like realistically when I look at my training plan beforehand that I did myself compared to when I was with Christian, it was just pushing things a bit more. Like I never progressed volume, so I'd just stay doing the same amount of volume the whole time. I'd go from
Yeah,
doing two sets and everything to 3 or 4 sets on most things, minus like maybe
yeah,
like a squat. Um, but I think that it was just understanding that the low volume approach doesn't work for everything. Like you don't need to do 2 sets on every single muscle group. That I think when you research something and you've sort of proven yourself right, you are quite narrow minded in thinking, okay, this is the way I need to do it and nothing else
100%.
works.
Yeah.
That's it. So for
It,
2 years I did that.
what was your knowledge like on like stuff like intensifiers, like drop sets, supersets? Did you ever incorporate anything like that, or was it just
No,
like straight
because
sets?
of the research I did at the time, I basically was of the opinion that the low volume approach is the way forward and that's the only way to do things. I was very narrow minded at the start and I was like, this is the way to do it. That's it. There's no one can tell me anything different. Like I'm doing this. So there was never any intensifiers. There was never any massive increases in volume across the week. It was literally just baseline volume and that's that. But
Just stayed the exact same for it.
yeah, but like realistically, without being open minded to things, you will eventually be wrong. Like you can't be right and 100% know everything. You have to be open minded to different
Yeah,
things
of course.
because just by researching a study that says the low volume approach works doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. Don't get me wrong, it works for people. Like obviously you've got JP who famously follows
Fucking
that
hell.
style of training, but
Jesus Christ.
you've got to take your own personal preferences and genetics into consideration. Not everyone can train the
That's
same.
yeah. Like, have you noticed? Like these days, I've always said this on the Instagram. Training's getting overcomplicated, especially by people who are fresh into the gym.
Yeah,
Like I've had people in the past approach me in the gym, and they'll be like, "All right, sir, I saw this study, and I saw this was the most that's the word
optimal.
most optimal exercise." And in some instance, I will agree science does help, and some of these studies can help you, but it's about finding movements what fucking work well for you. Like people are taking the fun out of training. They're
Yeah,
turning up, it's good that the logbooking exercises, but they're taking the fucking fun out of training. Like so many people, yeah. When I go to gym, Jesus Christ, I leave everything, anything external from a gym, I leave it behind, and I go into a gym, I lift some fucking heavy circles, and I enjoy what I do. I don't look at it like, oh, right, I need to hit this stimulus in order to, it just fucking ruins it. Like the
100%.
main reason we train is because we enjoy it, not because it's a chore. So yeah, it's fucking frustrating when I see people
So,
overcomplicating it.
and I'm not hating on certain people because I've done it. I've been there and done it when I was 17, 18, 19. Like I've been that guy who was 100% optimal and made everything as perfect as it possibly could be. But in your first few years of training, that it doesn't matter. That them sort of things don't matter.
You will grow muscle off literally doing the
You'll
basics
grow muscle by
because your
fucking it
body.
up.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, you could train like shit and still grow
Yeah,
muscle.
I say this
That's
all the
what
time.
most beginners don't understand.
Yeah, go into the gym, have a laugh, enjoy what you're doing. Because if you don't enjoy it, you will not be doing it. If you do that from 17, 18, 19, you will not be doing that when you're 27, 28, 29, because you'll just get burnt out of doing things that you aren't enjoying. That's the whole point of doing it.
It's a massive learning curve. Like to this day, me and you we're still learning, and obviously we're very deep into gym in our journeys. But in about 1 year, 2 year time, we'll still know more, and we'll be looking back on stuff like this and be like, oh shit, fucking hell, why didn't I do that then? It's a constant learning curve, which is why it makes it even better. Because if you knew everything all at once, fuck me, it takes the joy out of it. You want to constantly be learning, be eager to learn new things,
You have
and
to, yeah, you have to always be uncertain. You can't go into anything with 100% certainty because if you do, you will get stuck in your own ways and be narrow-minded about certain methods or ways of training or eating. Like even if I look back 6 months ago at how I was training, how I was eating, there's still flaws in that, which I've now recognized 6 months on. But you have to be open to learn because the minute you stop being open to learn, the minute you just completely limit your potential really.
yeah, exactly. And going back to stuff like perfection, obviously, you see, even pro bodybuilders, IFBB pros, they're putting on Instagram posts and they're saying they don't do stuff perfect. They do some what works well for them. I think you made a post about it as well. It's not about finding the perfect routine. It's about finding something what works well for you, something you can stay consistent with. Because there's no such thing as the perfect routine. It's about finding that routine, what works well for the individual, something you could stick to. Like, for example, even foods like nutrition, people think you've just got to eat chicken and rice 5 days a week. If you love chicken and rice, fucking hell, you can eat it 5 days, 5 meals a day if you like. It's just about finding what works well for you. And that's where people go wrong with it.
100%. What they do is they go on TikTok or Instagram Reels and they see an influencer
Yeah.
or a pro eating a certain way and think, okay, I'll try that. But there's so many different variables which mean that that's just not realistic or sustainable for you to do. You just have to find food choices that work for you, training methods that work for you. You just have to be open and try things
No,
without trying
yeah,
what you don't know.
exactly. Main people I notice it with January, New Year, New Me's. That like obviously with me work at a gym, the amount of people I saw like sign up in January, and then obviously you don't want them to leave because you want people to stick with the gym. But the harsh reality is a lot of people leave because they burn themselves out. I've had people approach me before saying, right, I'm doing everything perfect, I'm counting my calories, I'm counting my macros, I'm doing everything, I'm training 5 to 7 days a week, I'm fucking loving it, oh my god, I'm noticing the progress. 2 weeks later, boom, they're gone. They're absolutely, 75% of them are gone just because they bent themselves out, the sore as fuck, and they're like, I can't keep up with it. I can't do this anymore. It's too much for me. So then they go on a 3 day bender, drinking booze and, fucking scranning 16-inch pizzas. And they just go, oh, fuck it. I've messed everything up now. I may as well give up from here. And then same cycle again next January.
100%. And that's a
It's,
long term cycle, and you also see it with the short term cycles with people that do it on a weekly basis, where they're so restrictive Monday to Thursday, and then Friday afternoon, Friday evening comes around, and the floodgates open, and as soon as they've had that one off plan meal or cheat meal, it turns into 3 days of just complete chaos, and then Monday comes around again, you get that feeling of guilt and shame, and straight away they're back to being super restrictive it's just not realistic. It's not sustainable in the
It's
slightest.
always that. It's always the I'll start again Monday. It's always that in it. Always going back to that. I'll be honest, fucking, when I was 18, that's exactly how I used to be. I used to be like, right, it's a fresh week. I need to finally sort this out. So Monday to Thursday, I'm perfect. Fucking hell, I think I was eating 1,500 calories, and that was about it. You know, with me weighing like 85 kilo, 90 kilo, near enough. And I'm eating 1,500 calories, thinking, "Oh my god, I'm gonna lose a shit ton. I'm gonna get shredded off this." Then Friday comes, I'm like, oh fucking hell, I'm starving. Oh, just one snack, maybe that won't hurt. Then Saturday, I get a message off mate, so you coming out? Yeah, let's go. Go out for a few drinks, get another takeaway on top, and then Sunday, I'm feeling like ass. And then from there, I have more snacks. I don't meal prep, and yeah, all the progress I've made from Monday to Thursday has completely disappeared. It's just a fucking waste of a weekend.
100%. And you see it so often, don't you? I mean, a lot of the inquiries that I'm getting at the minute are people who are struggling with that. They've been through that cycle of being super restrictive, and when you're trying to explain to people that it's not the most sustainable way to do things, it is really hard for them to break that cycle and actually understand that the things they're doing in the past just haven't worked. And when you actually give them the coaching setup where they've got the training program, they've got the meal plans, and they see they're eating a lot of food compared to what they was doing previously, it does create a bit of fear. Like you've got people dieting on the mid 1,000 calories, and then you give them a meal plan on 2,500 calories. They're like, "Ooh, this is a bit too much. This isn't gonna
It's
work,
a
is
bit
it?"
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just
They're
about
always questioning it at first. 2 weeks later, they start noticing. Like I always get the insane feedback after like 2 weeks. They've stuck to the diet plan, and then they're like, "Holy shit, Brad!" I'm like, "Fucking hell, everything all right?" And there was like, "My energy, it's great. I can think normal. You know, I feel absolutely amazing." I was like, "Yeah, because you're eating actual foods. You're not eating, fucking Five Guys. You're not eating Burger King." Not dissing Five Guys, by the way. It is definitely a good off-plan meal. But yeah, they're like, "Wow, I feel fucking amazing." I was like, "Yeah, because you're eating normal foods." And yeah, that's where you create those sustainable, the sustainable lifestyle. You build skills in that time period. That's why, eating normal foods, it's a whole lot more sustainable. And those extra calories that do a lot of justice, and the physique improvements alone, yeah, that should be motivational as well.
100%, hundred
It
percent.
is.
So I
So
think
let's
moving
move
on
on
to,
to
yeah,
prep.
the good
Do
old
you want
prep.
to go first and talk about the prep journey? Yeah, so
Yes.
let's go back onto the journey.
So I started prep from a pretty fat start point,
Yeah.
just under £200. So I joined Christy in about £170, and we did a gaining phase up to 200. And we needed to do that because I was definitely had needed to put some tissue on. So that was definitely necessary. So we did a push up to £200. Now, definitely wasn't the ideal start point for prep, but it is what it is. We needed to do it to put some size on. So it was a 23-week prep. Pulled off £50 in total, which
Fucking hell.
yeah, which was mental. So
Was
I
it quite
started.
was it aggressive then?
Um,
Oh,
it was so it was a how long was the prep? 5 months.
yeah,
Yeah,
just 5 months.
yeah,
Yeah,
5 months. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough pulling off £50. And next time I prep, it won't be the case that I've got to do that, but needs
of
must.
course. Yeah.
So it was a dig. Um, got I think the stage weight for the first show was £149, which is crazy. So I was
Fucking hell.
199 down to 149 in 23 weeks.
Yeah.
And you can understand why my face was literally like a skeleton off the back of that.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
But
What was the cardio like when you were doing it? Like,
every
I'm
day.
fascinated to
I
hear
think
this.
it
How many?
started off 5 times a week, ended up being
Yeah.
daily.
Daily.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I
30
thought I
minutes
had it
daily.
so. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I had to dig.
How,
I had
how
to
how much cardio was you doing daily?
30 minutes.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
No.
Maybe on my training days, on my rest days, I was completely fucked. I was like, right, just get your steps out, you're done for the day.
The
But yeah,
worst thing
fucking hell,
was,
yeah.
the worst thing was, there was one day in the week I couldn't train because of work, which meant one of the days I had to do an hour's cardio rather than 30 minutes. So yeah, I had to dig for that. I had to dig to try
Rough.
and it was rough. It was rough. My food was super low, doing cardio daily, 10K steps. My food got so low, like it was on a rest day. It was literally pro fats. On a training day, it was like carbs in post and pre, and then pro fats for
Mm.
the other 3 meals. Like it was a dig, but
Yeah.
it was fun. Like I was
Yeah.
enjoying it up until
Exactly. Yeah.
maybe like
Exactly.
maybe like 5 or 6 weeks out, it got really tough.
It's
But
always that window, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
Like for me, 4 weeks out, like anyone like who was around me during that entire prep, up until like week 16, I was like, fuck me, this is easy. I was like, this is all right, breeze. As soon as that week 4 hit, I had brain fog. I didn't want to talk to people. I was so fucking groggy. And it felt like a chore just to get up from a chair, never mind doing my cardio. Uh, You're just fucked near the end.
honestly,
It was awful.
yeah, it was quite bad. How long was your prep?
20 weeks in
20
total.
weeks.
So yeah, mine wasn't too bad. Obviously, we did our gaining phase before, and I think I made it from like would have been £193 to 210. So I started prep at 210. I think we got down to prep low would have been 107. I want to say £179, and then I think stage weight was like £181. So it was quite a solid prep overall, but yeah, it wasn't that hard up until like week 16. Like the actual expenditure, I was doing highs was like 14,000 steps and 30 minutes cardio on my training days only. But it was the calorie side of things. So Tim started digging near the end of the prep. I think we got down to like 1,600 calories on a rest day, and my carbs was 120 gram. So fuck me,
It was not
I
fun.
felt it.
Yeah,
Even with like stuff like helping like the performance, the PD side of things, it still didn't fucking help that much. Like, because we had stuff like Clen included as well. We had Clen included, SLU PP332, that peptide, and we had some things included what I thought would have fucking helped and dragged me through them last 4 weeks. No, them last 4 weeks, even the Clen, I was getting like nothing off it. I mean, physically, I was noticing improvements, but mentally, I was pegged in. That was the reality of it. But I just needed to accept it and work around it.
100%. I think for me, it was the emotional side of thing more than anything. Like, I know I didn't realize it at the time, but my girlfriend was like, "You are the most moody person I've ever met in my life." But I was like, "No, I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm fine." But then
Yeah,
in
you
reality,
don't
looking
think you
back,
are, do you?
no. Mine was like I'd automatically wake up at 5 a.m. and be full alert, high energy, ready to go. Give it 3 hours, I'm done already.
Yeah,
Go and
yeah,
train,
you're
get
fucked for
back.
the day.
That's it. Yeah,
At least you had that energy like throughout the first 3 hours of your day. Man was my god, I was like a
yeah,
fucking yo-yo. So I used to be like 10 up for training, felt like shit. I used to finish my session and feel great. Go for my go for my walk after training, and then I used to get back from the walk. My manager used to see me, and then he used to be like, "Fucking hell, you all right?" I was like, "Oh, dead." I didn't want to talk. I
no,
didn't want to talk, and a customer tried to talk to. I was like, come on, keep it together. Try and talk, try and talk. I struggled to fucking string a sentence together. Never mind, have a full conversation.
it is very
It
tough.
it is awful. Like, yeah, I don't know what the experience like for you talking to someone like in like the last 4 weeks, but I just didn't want to do it.
No,
Didn't want to talk to a single person.
if I could have it my perfect way, I would be sat in a room on my own for the remainder of the day after training, not speaking to anyone. genuinely,
Fuck me, that's the life. That is no,
because
that is the life right there.
yeah, like you just have
You
no
just get
energy to do
antisocial.
anything.
It's not you. Like it's not actually you what makes it antisocial. It's just because your body's in pure starvation mode. You're like, fuck me. I don't want to talk. I'm trying to reserve my energy for meal prepping and training. And that's it. You don't have no time for like any social activity at all
And
outside your
like
daily activities.
your nervous system is literally in survival mode at that point.
It's
Like
fried. Yeah, it's fried.
you've got nothing to hold on to. Like the energy that you've got is for training and for cardio and for steps, and that is exceeding
Nothing else.
your energy that you've got available anyway. So after that, you literally got nothing else to give. So it's tough.
It
So
is.
how many shows did you do in total then?
You know
One.
what? Believe it or not, I only did one.
Yeah.
So I did my PCA first time as free, so placed fourth at that show. And as much as I love the experience, I was like, right, looking at some of the competitors who I was up against, I was like, I need to gain some more tissue.
Yeah.
And I was like, there was a small part of me what wanted to do the universe the week after. Like, I qualified for the universe, but I was like, what is the point of trying to go for the universe when I placed fourth? Instead, start the off season. Get the reverse diet going, and then start the off season, just so I can utilize this period and gain as much mass whilst I have time as a junior. Because my last year as a junior is literally next year, because I turn 24 next November. So I was like, let's utilize this period as best I can and grow some fucking size. So I only did the one show. What about you?
Yeah, I did two myself. I did
Yeah,
first time as PCA, and then I
yeah,
did naturals four, I think it was. So just the two. But when I next compete, I do want to do a bit of a longer season. I do want to do multiple shows,
yeah,
different feds.
definitely.
Yeah,
You
I've
just
got
want to
some
get a feel
shows.
for it, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think even just competing and having the experience of competing with different federations is good. Like I want to do WMBF, MBW, UKD FBA, etc., etc. I think just having that broad experience of a longer season with different federations is a positive one.
Yeah, of course. Which like eventually I want to go into a two bro show. Obviously, I've seen the level of athletes over at two bros. Like literally before I jumped onto this, I saw Reese Pearson. He's competing today. Fuck
Is it
me.
Essex? Is it
The,
Essex today, isn't it?
yeah, Jesus Christ! I saw him in the fucking two bro show. Jesus Christ. On another level, that cunt.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
yeah, fucking insane. But yeah, eventually, as well as doing PCA, going to a two bro show, try out some other federations.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
When are you thinking on competing again? Was it 2028?
I don't want to put a timeline on it, but
Mm.
I want to say 2028. But for me,
Yeah,
it's
again,
just like how many times am I gonna do? How many seasons I'm gonna do in my career? Probably one or two more because I want to take them 2 3 year off seasons in between. So if I did 2028, you're then looking at 2031 as the next one. So I've probably got one or two seasons left that I want to do. So I don't want to rush anything. I want to make sure that when I go on stage, I am competitive. I don't want to just go and just show up. I want to be
yeah, exactly.
competing. I want to try and win. Like I think that was one thing that this season that I've just done last year, I went into it with the mindset of I'm gonna win, and pretty much just got a reality check.
So
Pretty much just got a reality
you
check.
do,
Like
yeah,
in bodybuilding, it's such a subjective sport because you don't know who you're gonna come up against. All you can do is bring your best package. That's it. Like
yeah.
when
Do,
you're there
do
on
the
the day,
best in your path, yeah.
yeah. When you're there on the
Because
day, you have no control over anything else but yourself and your own luck.
no, exactly. Like obviously, you want to enjoy the process most of all as well. But you know, the main thing is you can't control anything outside. You can't control what other athletes look like. You can't exactly sabotage them on the day. So yeah, you've got to focus on your package most of all. Even like up until show day for the entirety of prep. do things in your control, not
100%.
external factors. You know, as long as you're nailing your diet, nailing your training, ticking off every single box during prep, you can turn up on show day and be like, I give it my all. I fucking love the process and I give it my all.
Yeah. If you're
That's
doing it
pretty
for
much
other
it.
reasons, I think some, I do think some people now, I think bodybuilding is becoming more popular, and I think the social media side of it is having a big influence on why people are doing it. And I think for them people that are doing it for that reasons, they will struggle. I think they will struggle because of the fact that the reason that they're doing it isn't intrinsic and it's not personal to them. I think we've had that experience of you've spoke about being the fat kid, losing the weight, getting into the gym, etc. I've gone through my journey, and I think because we've got them personal journeys and reasons of why we train, I think for us, like when we go and compete, we're doing it for ourselves. We're doing it because we love it. So I think
Yeah,
it's easier
exactly.
for us.
And for me as well, bodybuilding, it just gives me purpose. Like always, I never wanted to just turn up to the gym and be like, right, yeah, you know, let's just do this, you know, hit my goals. I wanted to have, you know, some purpose behind it, have a goal to always go towards. And man was always competing bodybuilding, you know, get an overall, win a show, get a pro card, and then go pro, pursue your journey. But it means fuck all if you don't enjoy it.
No,
That's what most people, I'm not going to say most people, that's what some people are going into like shows for. They're going into preps thinking, oh my god, this is going to look great on the Instagram, this is, you know, whatever, but they have like no genuine reason behind it. Social media has fucking clouded our generation especially, and people are just going into it. They'll post on the Instagram, I'm X amount of weeks out, you know, stay in tune for next week, da da da. In reality, you know, there might be a small percentage of people who care, but in reality, no one gives a fuck. You
no,
know, you want to do it for you, not for other people.
100%.
And that's
People are
where
doing
most
it for
people are going wrong with it.
the social media and to try and get more clients and grow their Instagram page, and it's just not the right way to think about it. Like if the bodybuilding stage disappeared and there was no such thing as shows, the lifestyle we both live on a daily basis would still exist. The training, the dieting, the steps, everything would still be there because it's just a lifestyle that we've grown to love and it keeps us
Yeah,
on path.
exactly. Like there's that athlete Lewis Widgery. He's retired from bodybuilding.
PCA
So
pro.
he was a piece. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's retired from bodybuilding, and now he's still living the lifestyle. He's obviously has a bit more flexibility, but as he posts on Instagram, he has that flexibility, but he's still ticking off boxes. He's still doing his steps. He's still meal prepping. He hasn't just fucking given everything up just because he's no longer doing it for the stage. He's still having that same routine because he wants to do it. You know, it's the same with us. You know, we'll retire from bodybuilding, and we're not exactly go right. Fuck it, no more bodybuilding. Let's have 5 pizzas a day. Let's get burgers and chips, and you know, look like shit in about a couple of months' time. You know, it's just not something you do.
Not at
It's
all.
yeah, it fucking baffles me when
Same here.
people think, oh yeah, you retire from bodybuilding, you're like, every single standard drop. No, you still keep standards high. You know, you do it because you enjoy the lifestyle of it. Yeah, it does get pretty confusing.
It does. Definitely
So
does.
what about what about show day for you then? Or well, actually just peak week in general.
Peak
What
week.
was yeah,
Peak week for me, with that being my first, well, the first show that I did, I went into it with the only expectations that I had was what I've seen on YouTube and Instagram. So obviously you'll know yourself if you go on Instagram and look at people's refeeds and peak weeks, they're having like 1,000 carb and you're thinking, oh my God, so much food. Like I've just been on no carbs and now I'm going to get 1,000 carbs. For me, as a natural, especially, that was not the case. I woke up peak week day one to pro fat meal, pro fat meal, pro fat meal, carbs pre and post again, and I was like, what's going on here then? Obviously, we did a linear load into the show. I think the
yeah.
highest my carbs got was maybe like 300. Like
Hmm.
I did not have that much food. I was expecting to have like 600 grams of carbs, and I'd be full as a house, but it's just not reality. Like it's just not, especially for a first show when you don't know how you're gonna react to carbs after such a long 50 pound pull of body weight. Like it's just not realistic. So peak week, I was very very flat going into it, but as carbs got trickled up, did sort of see my physique come to life. Day prior, 10.5 liters of water. Woke up in the morning,
10. Fucking hell.
10.5 liters of water. I was going to the toilet
Jeez.
every 20 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was rough. I drove up to what area was it? I can't remember the area now. Telford, I think. Drove up there, stayed overnight in the Premier Inn, got my tan done. Woke up in the morning, was dry as I've ever been in my life. Literally just completely bone dry, and I was like, okay, this is good. Um, Sent shots over to Christian, and he was happy. Went to the show, but obviously, I think we spoke about this before, but I went into that show with the expectation of winning. I did not consider the fact that I was a natural going into an untested show and was backstage looking at these guys thinking, this is a bit mad. Um, so yeah, it was a definitely an eye opener, but we had in mind that I was a natural going into an untested show, so I wasn't really gonna be guaranteed for a win. Like the guy that won actually trains at the same gym. And if you
Yeah.
look at our physique, it's just night and day. Like there wasn't really a chance, but the experience overall was insane. Was insane.
Yeah. It's especially for your first show. It's just like you've never done it before. It's fucking exhilarating. When you step off that stage, you're like, wow, I actually love that.
How did you find the actual going on stage process?
You know what? At first, I was a bit nervous, but then well, especially because of my number. I was actually number one. I was the
No way.
first one on stage. First one on stage. So I was like, fuck, right? So I said to myself, be on stage. I went to the toilet and I was like, right, fuck this. We're here to enjoy it, not to be nervous. So I just said, fuck it. I went full meathead mode and went on the stage and just fucking posed. I did my routine. I was like, this feels fucking amazing. And sometimes you've just got to stop thinking, just go full meat mode.
Yeah,
And
100%.
I absolutely loved it. As soon as I stepped off, I was like, that was the best experience I've ever fucking felt. I can't wait to do it again next year.
It goes so fast as well,
It's
doesn't it?
it does, you know what? It does. Like, as soon as we was all on stage doing our mandatory poses, I was like, oh shit, well, like, how long was we actually on stage for?
Yeah,
It, the experience, like, you just think you've been prepping for 20 weeks and then you go on that stage 2 minutes, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes in total, you're like, wow, that was fucking worth every second.
yeah.
Best 2 minutes of your life.
So for me, like the first time show that I did first compared to the natural show was definitely better for me because I knew people that was doing the show. So when I was backstage, I was talking to people that I knew because like I had people like Ed who gets coached off Finn Kelly. There was a number of people that I knew that was doing the show anyway. So when I was backstage, I was speaking to people and it felt a bit more like camaraderie. Like we was all together and we were speaking backstage, and then we went out on stage and everyone was with each other. So for me, that experience of doing the second show was a lot better. Plus, with it being my second show, I just felt a bit more relaxed. So my posing routine was a lot more smoother. I felt more like present when I was doing the show. I could see people in the crowd. For the first show, I couldn't see anyone. I was literally just looking at the judges, just like, where is everyone else? Where's Christian? Where's my mum and dad? The second show, the judges were here. My mum and dad and Christian were there, so I was literally just like so present throughout that second one, and
Yeah,
it was just a better experience for me all in all.
no, it is. The fan thing I want to ask you, Persia. What was you like Persia? So we won't say after the first show because obviously you'll have your
Yeah,
second
yeah,
show after. But what was Persia like for you after just
yeah.
that day, or let's say 2 days
W-
Persia?
Worst thing I ever did was book a holiday for 4 weeks after my show. That was the worst thing I ever did because I had it in my head that I was going away and I didn't nail the reverse perfectly. So immediately stepping off stage, it is like being in a way, it's like just someone taking the handcuffs off you, and you've got a whole world to go and explore, and you're
You're
like, oh my
free,
god,
yeah.
yeah, you're like literally overwhelmed with food choices. You've been eating the same 4 or 5 meals for 24 weeks, and now you've got an option of 100 different places you can go and eat. So what I did was before I went up there, this is so random and just shows how much food noise that was going on. I made a ham and coleslaw ciabatta, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is gonna be the best thing I've ever eaten. And a bag of crisp. I was like, this is my post show meal. So random. I don't know why. So I had that, but then we stopped at the service station, and you go into the service station straight away. You've got another 100 options, and then you go home and you've got another 100 options. It's so overwhelming because
It
you've
is.
literally been accustomed to 5 meals for 24 weeks, and now you've got that level of options.
I'm not going to say freedom, but you've got those options.
It is a sense of
And
freedom in a way as well. Like you
yeah,
that goal's gone.
unrestricted.
Yeah.
And it's not down to anyone else, you know. Initially, like, it's not like Christian said to you, right? I want you to proper binge per show. I want you to really fucking have a look at all your options and scran everything. It's not down to them, you know. It's just, yeah, it's down to us initially. Like the day of the show, as soon as I stepped off stage, I got one of those. I think it's the cookie dealer. Do you know where you
Yes.
go and get all the cookie? Yeah. So I got all those Biscoff filled cookies because all I was craving was Biscoff. I got a Biscoff cookie, and then went for a meal with family and friends. And it was like an all you can eat meat place. So there we are, fucking getting all the meats, getting all the carbs on top, and fucking hell, the salt in that as well. Jesus Christ, salty. But then I could just stop there, but I was like, I don't want to. Fucking hell,
No.
no. Let's just carry on. So they spiraled a bit more. So then didn't drink much water, which I do regret. I maybe had like a litre in total. But then after that, I went to a dessert shop because I was craving Biscoff even more. I got a Biscoff cookie dough and I got like a white chocolate Kinder Bueno shake. So I got both of those, getting that on the way home, drinking that, scranning that. And then as soon as I get home, I was like, right, let's get some more. So more Biscoff. I got two Biscoff, fuck, what was they? Croissants from Asda. And then I got a make your own like Asda pizza that I tried being a tiny bit healthy with, put some like mushrooms on it and, chicken. I want to be semi healthy. I got halfway through that pizza. My stomach was out there and I nearly started tearing up in bed just because my stomach was in that much pain. I was sitting up every like 20 minutes, just burping. It was pure fucking sulfur burps. It was
Horrible.
disgusting. And then the day after, I was maybe good for like the first 2, 3 meals. And then because the main thing I was craving post show was, sorry, the main thing I was craving throughout prep was Biscoff. And I don't know why I got it, and people say I'm a fucking weirdo for this. I got a Biscoff pizza. So I have a friend who owns a takeaway, and yeah, he made me a Biscoff pizza. So I was a bit good with it. I got a 7 inch instead of a 10 inch,
Oh,
but
that's not too
7 inch Biscoff. Yeah, so I got the Biscoff sauce drizzled on top. Oh, fucking beautiful. And then he got the Biscoff crumbs and then white chocolate sauce on top.
Oh my god.
I had that 10 up at my house. I was like, holy fucking shit. Oh my god, I'm about to fucking scran this. Within 2 minutes, had the entire pizza. Boom, stomach cramps, the back,
Oh,
hello again. Oh mate, it was absolutely awful. So I had stomach cramps again, and then the third day post show, that's why I went, right, what the fuck am I doing here? I said 2 days, 2 days, 2 days of binging, back to normal. And then that was pretty much that. I had one massive incident like with an off plan meal. I think that would have been like 4 or 5 weeks post show. First thing I did, messaged Tim about it. Tim gave me feedback, and he was like, "Right, come on, let's get back on plan. Don't fuck, don't mess about. Let's get on with it." And yeah, I did it from there. Cravings got a bit quieter, and yeah, it helped me from there initially.
I think there does need to
But
be a level of balance, like especially
yeah,
doing the first show. You're not gonna. Well, I'd say 99% of people aren't gonna nail it 100% perfectly. Like it's not realistic because you're inexperienced for one. You've not done it before, and like we've just spoke about, you get exposed to so many different food
Yeah,
choices compared to what you've been having for the past 5 months. But when again, when people, I think people do feel a sense of guilt and like shame. So when they see people on social media nailing the post show, they get afraid to like tell people that they've messed up. Especially if you've got a coach, that's the last thing that you need to do. Like you need to communicate with your coach that whatever you've had is
always.
bad.
Yeah, always.
Because like I don't know about you, but we were still doing daily check-ins for quite a while afterwards.
No, but
No.
I actually once I went like literally weekly check-ins back to normal
Yeah.
after week one.
Yeah, so Christian basically said I can either do daily check-ins or weekly, and I was like, it's my first post show. Let me just carry on doing daily check-ins, just to make sure everything's on track. But if you're lying to your coach, it's fairly obvious that you're not on plan.
It shows. It
It
shows on the
shows, yeah.
photos.
Like you go from being peeled, and then the next day you've had an off plan. The day after you've completely binged, and your physique just transforms in the space of a couple of days, and it's just so obvious. There's no point in trying to hide
Yeah,
it from your coach.
you're holding extra water. You're inflamed.
Yeah,
You look fluffy
yeah,
initially. Obviously, most of it's just water, glycogen, inflammation. But obviously, you can tell on those photos.
big time.
So that's why I probably wish well next time daily check-ins per show just to
100%,
stay adherent to the plan.
100%.
But no, that's it. It prep in general, it was an experience for the pair of
Yeah,
us. And then when we go into that next show, we'll have a lot more knowledge and
yeah,
you know how to curb those cravings, how to accept hunger. All these important aspects. We'll be able to go into it next prep with that mindset.
yeah,
Yeah, I
110%.
think.
Like your food noise is super high. Like I remember buying just so many random things on prep I would basically go in the shop and try and find anything that was low calorie. So I'd be eating like, I remember at one point I had this like pineapple drizzle sauce that was like low calories, and I was using that on my chicken and rice. I had, I was having like salsa jalapenos with most meals just to try and make it as voluminous as possible. But because
Mm.
you're so fixated on trying to do that, you just get super food focused, and that becomes the sole priority of your day, and it doesn't help at all.
It fucks with your head, in all
Yeah,
honesty. It fucks with your head because that's exactly what I was trying to do. I was impulse buying a lot, buying all these like skinny syrups. Fuck me. I was on there literally buying every single sauce on there. It drained my bank account as well. It didn't help the cravings. I was chasing dopamine initially.
worse in a way.
That's all it was. And yeah, bank account took a hit just because of that alone.
Definitely,
It's it's the harsh reality of it, and
big time.
did not enjoy that period of it. But
Definitely not.
yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything today. Is there anything we've missed out, or
No, do you want to jump onto some questions?
yeah, fuck it, let's go on with some questions.
Got,
Do you want to start off with yours?
I will do. Let me just get them up. I have one off someone that follows you, and the question,
Mm.
it's not even a question, it just says nut waffle. Does that hold any sort of does that
I'll
make
talk
sense
to you
to you
about.
anyway?
I'll talk to you about after the fucking call. Wait. Is his name Connor?
No, Alfie Booth.
Alfie bit. Oh, fuck, yeah. I'll talk to you about that. Fuck's
Oh
sake.
god.
Oh,
All right,
fucking
so
hell.
one of the
So,
questions. So first one, best supplements for naturals. Now we can both answer this really because obviously we've both been there and done it. So
yeah,
best supplements for naturals, creatine. I'd say that's one of the biggest ones. Vitamin D3, K2. What
glutamine. You know what?
glutamine?
Glutamine. Fucking hell.
Glutamine.
It's one of the cheapest ones out there, and I don't ever hear a single person mention glutamine. Obviously, creatine, yeah, that
Yeah.
gets mentioned, but not glutamine.
No, I have that
So,
in my EAAs at the minute.
how
Uh,
much you having daily?
10 grams.
Same here, same
Yeah.
here. It's a normal dose to have, yeah.
And then outside of that, I'd just say magnesium. Magnesium's a good one pre-bed. And I've
Yeah,
been taking curcumin as well, which is pretty decent.
nice.
But yeah, for that,
No,
I think them like 5 or 6. I think they're the essentials. I'd say.
oh yeah, of course. And a bit further like on from that. Anything, well, just for lifters in general, the main three supplements I would say: creatine, protein powder, and electrolytes. Those are probably the main three I would say.
100%.
People either put way too much salt on the food or they don't put any salt on at all, and then potassium intake, they're probably not getting enough potassium. So electrolytes definitely is a go-to for me.
100%.
So what's the next question?
You into football?
Used to be, not as much
So,
anymore, but
question here
right
is
now.
all-time Man United five-a-side team. So I think,
Five-a-side team.
yeah, I'll answer this first, just because I'm a United fan. Um, De Gea. Oh, this is actually hard. De Gea, Rio, Scholes, Pogba, and Rooney. That's my five-a-side team.
What about Ronaldo?
Five-a-side.
Ronaldo early days. I know obviously
True.
it's not prime Ronaldo.
That's a good shout, actually.
Yeah, Ronaldo is always a shout. And no, than that, I'd probably agree with that. I used to, well, I'm not going to say I'm a Chelsea fan now, but yeah, used to be a massive Chelsea fan. I reckon, we'll just say go to five-a-side Chelsea team.
Yeah, go on.
So, Petr Cech in goal, John Terry at the back, obviously, uh, Lampard right in the middle, Drogba, and
Hazard,
uh,
Zola.
Hazard. I was either thinking Hazard or Shevchenko. I
Ooh,
don't know why I was a fan of Shevchenko, but most likely Hazard. Yeah,
yeah, good shout.
solid five-a-side team.
Right, next question. Interesting one. Does strength matter in bodybuilding?
Mm.
What's your thoughts on
Strength. I always say strength. Like strength is a byproduct. Like we're not powerlifters. We're not focusing on strength. However, you will gain strength when you do gain muscle. But when people are, chasing strength when going into the gym, you know, you're not going to directly gain muscle from that. Like if you have a look at your average powerlifter, they don't exactly, nothing dissing against powerlifters, but they don't exactly look phenomenal. Yeah, they've got more of that blocky build to them. So, yeah, strength. I wouldn't always track strength as much. It is, indirectly going to affect like your progress a little bit. It's not the main indicator.
No, I think you put it perfectly at the start by saying it's a byproduct of having all the other variables nailed. Like, obviously, you do want a logbook so you know that you are progressing over time, but
Yeah,
it shouldn't be the sole thing that you're looking at. Because if you're doing a chest press, for example, like you could be doing it, your form could be completely butchered, and a lot of the actual drive is coming through your delts or your triceps rather than having everything else standardized, and then you're actually working through your chest like you're supposed to. Just covering that as well, I think going into the gym and do you logbook every session?
yeah.
Yep, same. But I do think there is times where there is periods of your training where it can be less beneficial, where you could just throw the logbook away for a session and go in and just train
I,
off your
I do
knowledge of
agree.
yourself.
You become fixated on logbook every time. Like man, I actually took away the logbook during peak week because obviously, if you're doing pretty much pump sessions during peak week, if you're fixated on maintaining strength, or if you're fixated on the logbook during peak week, I don't know, it just fucked with my head way too much. So I got rid of the logbook. And I was just doing the movements. I was getting a pump. I was enjoying the movements, not super focused about the logbook and the numbers within that. And yeah, for me, it helps me a lot.
100%. Next question.
So, is that all of your questions? Or you got
I've
one
got
more?
two more. Two more.
Two
One
more,
come in last
even
night
better.
here. So
Yeah,
this one
perfect.
is opinions on heels off on a squat or leg press.
You
Your
know what?
thoughts?
On this, I would actually say as if your heels lift, if your heels lift off, it's not the end of the world. I know, obviously, it can fuck up your knees a little bit, and can hammer in your joints. But if you have a look at, well, for example, Reese Pearson, when he does his leg presses, his heels lift off. He's getting that good range of motion. He's getting a pause at the bottom. He's keeping everything controlled. And yeah, for me, it yeah, if you keep your heels on, you keep your heels on. If not, it's not the fucking end of the world. Just as long as you aren't lifting like a dickhead and, putting 400 kilo on the leg press when you weigh about 150 pounds.
Listen,
Yeah,
I think I'm of the same
yeah,
opinion, to be honest. I think it's just personal
mm,
preference. Like,
yeah,
if you like personally, I have my heels off on both a leg press and a squat. It just feels comfortable for me. I can generate quite a lot of force from my midfoot, and I like getting that knee flexion where my hamstring is touching my quad pretty much. Sorry, my calf. Um, but yeah, I think it is just personal preference. If you can do it and you can generate enough force through your toe and your midfoot, fine, do it. If you can generate more force through your heel, then do that.
yeah. No,
Uh,
it's as
so
long as it feels good. As long as it
that's it.
fucking feels good. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, and you're not being an idiot while doing it. So,
Exactly.
final one for me. How do you stay motivated?
You go first on that one.
Yeah, interest. I think I've touched on this quite. I think the reason that why this question's come in is because I've mentioned it a lot over the past like 2 weeks. But for me and for you, the reason why we're able to turn up on a daily basis isn't always due to motivation. It's due to the fact
Yeah.
that we have personal reasons why we want to do it, and we've got goals. So it's them goals and reasons why that make sure that on a daily basis we are hitting them things. So we're training, we're on plan, we're doing cardio, we're doing steps because we've got goals that we need to do that for in order to achieve them goals. I did read a book that's somewhere in my room. I can't find it. It's called Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which is an interesting
Mhm.
title. But
Yeah.
that basically talks about how a lot of people view motivation as something that they're magically going to get inspired for, and they're going to get motivation out of nowhere. But actually just going and doing things will cause motivation. So if you're feeling a bit shit, go for a walk and get your steps in, and automatically you'll feel better and feel motivated to do the next thing, which might be meal prep, or it might be going to the gym and training. But by sitting there feeling shit about yourself, motivation's not gonna come out of nowhere, and you're not gonna be able to do anything off the back of it.
No, exactly. Mate, you literally said it perfectly there. Sometimes, as much as motivation's good, you cannot rely on it. At this point, it just comes down to discipline and routine.
Yeah,
Like, there'll be days, for both of us, there'll be days where you don't want to fucking do something. But, do you actually just say in your head, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to fucking give it up for today? No. Obviously, you're going to fucking do it. That's when discipline comes into place. And that's when the routine kicks in. Just because you're not like, oh my god, I have motivation, I'm gonna fucking do this today. It's fuck motivation at times. It's just have that discipline and stay on track. Don't
100%.
let your emotions dictate your decisions.
That
That's it.
sentence is perfect. Don't let your emotions dictate, because if you did that, a lot of the time you wouldn't do the things you're supposed to be doing. I can
Fuck me, I won't
guarantee
be where I am now. Yeah, I won't be
I would
where I am.
be still in bed.
Yeah,
I'd be still in
still
bed.
right there.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Right.
Yeah,
How many
that's.
questions have you got?
I've got two questions, nowhere near as many as you, but you know,
Let's do it.
yeah, let's jump into them. So the first one is, what made you get into bodybuilding?
What made me get
So
into bodybuilding?
yeah,
I think obviously we touched on it a bit at the start, but I think my training environment and seeing what's possible, especially as a natural, I've been lucky enough to be exposed and seen very, very good natural athletes in my gym. I could go on and list so many, but when I first started at EP, it was Dante, it was Dario, it was Talib, like people like that who were very, very good, and it made me think, oh, maybe I could do that. But even if I'm not at their level yet, there's still the progress of actually getting there is what drives me and motivates me to go and train every day.
No, that's good. That is good. It's like it ain't just social media, it's you getting inspired by people. It's like the same with any sport, like, for example, footballers. When you see an amateur footballer as a kid, you want to be, a pro footballer, you want to earn in that fucking big money, and you get inspired by the pros to do that. And as you've just said, you're inspired by people in the gym. That's going to motivate you more towards your goals, and that sort of tips the edge for you. That's what leads you towards bodybuilding.
100%.
And yeah, for me, it would have been, well, I touched on this earlier. Just, I can't go to the gym just for the sake of going to a gym. Like, anyone out there going for a gym, just for the health and wellness, respect to them. Fair play to anyone going to a gym in general. But for me, I wanted purpose behind it. I wanted to go to the gym and get something out of it. To be like, I did this. I competed in bodybuilding. I fucking loved it. That was my reason for going to the gym. That is my reason for meal prepping every day and ticking off every box. I do it because I love it and it gives me purpose.
100%.
That's probably the reason for me.
Bang on.
And to this day, I still fucking love it. And
Well,
then the last question, probably specifically for me, I'm hoping not for yourself, is do you regret going enhanced?
floor is yours.
Probably not. Probably not. Just because I'm serious about it. And regardless, even the drug side of things, I'm still in a good, healthy spot because I take care of health. Like, literally, Tim will be happy with me for this. Got my health supplements. I stay on track with my health because as much as the gear, it definitely does help. At the same time as well, nutrition, training, sleep, you've still got to do those same things. You've still got to keep everything dialed in. So when people, I've always heard people say, oh yeah, fucking hell, I bet he's juiced up to the girls. Oh fucking hell, yeah, it's just the gear carrying it. If it was just the gear, my god, fucking hell, that
Thing
that would be
is,
a godsend.
you can
It's
tell,
not though.
no, you can tell the people who just do the gear, and you can tell the difference between the people that do everything else as well as the gear. There is such a big difference in that.
I've seen so many people like come up to me, tell me the cycles, like fucking hell, some absurd cycles. Someone told me they was doing like 600 tests, half a gram of tren, and then there was fucking popping anadrols like there were M&Ms. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what's your nutrition like? Oh yeah, I get my protein in. I get a kebab on weekend. What the fuck? And yeah, I was like, oh yeah, what health supplements you on? Oh, I take a multivitamin per day. Shut the fuck up.
Honestly,
They're,
yeah,
they're not ticking off any boxes. They're blasting gear and I've no idea. And I was like, how the fuck can you do that and you're still breathing?
no, it's quite
It
scary.
does amaze me to this day how many people are just blasting gear and not looking out for the health
No,
and just doing it so they can fucking impress people as well. What is the fucking point of doing it? You know, I do it because I want to pursue my career in bodybuilding, but at the same time as well, I want to stay healthy. I know, bodybuilding in exactly the healthiest sport, but I'm still gonna, try and take care of my health whilst, pushing certain things.
yeah, 100%. I think you just
It
nailed
fucking
it.
baffles me. Yeah,
Quite
yeah.
scary.
Stay natural. You know
Stay
what?
natural,
There,
guys.
there is there is days where I was like, you know what? Part of me does just want to stay natural. Not even down to like the health side of things, the fucking money side of things. You don't realize like the gear side of things that's actually cheap. It's the health, the health side of things. But
100%.
I knew what I was signing up to as soon as I jumped on. So do I regret it? Not a fucking chance.
There's your answer. There's your answer.
There it is. So I think we've covered pretty much everything today.
Wrapped up episode 1.
Episode 1. Hopefully, everyone likes this video. Well, either
Yeah,
way,
everyone like
better
it,
fucking
and
like it.
we will obviously have clips up on Instagram if no one's watched the actual long form, but it will be up on YouTube in the next couple of
Yeah,
days.
absolutely love it. Stay in tune for episode 2,
Stay
people.
tuned, people.
Amazing stuff.